It's your soul saying, oh.
Welcome to my channel, Aligning with My Soul. Welcome to all the new subscribers, and thank you to all of you for subscribing to my channel and liking my videos and commenting and sharing your love and taking the time to comment and share how you've been feeling and what you've been through so far on your journey. It really does mean the world to me, and thank you so much to everybody that's been paying into PayPal and supporting me. It blows me away, your kindness and your love and encouragement, and it makes me so excited about how my channel is unfolding and where it's heading, so thank you so much. If you've come to my channel quite frequently, you might want to just skip it to the masculine reading, but the purpose of this channel, if you are new, is me sharing my love, support to people that are in the same or similar situation to me, because it can be so lonely and confusing, and you feel quite lost at times, and I want to be able to support people and share the knowledge and understanding of what I've learned so far on my journey, and what I learn as my journey unfolds as well. I was triggered by my twin flame, so I'm currently on my spiritual journey, aligning with my soul. The more confident I get, I will be sharing more of how my journey started and more of how it unfolds, and I'll be doing talks, and I've got lots of ideas of what I want to be able to share with you guys. I did actually meet my Divine Masculine on YouTube. I've actually got a video on YouTube the day that I actually met my Divine Masculine. So I want to be able to share that with you one day as my journey unfolds. I've recently done a video sharing my face, and so if you feel like you want to be more connected to me and you want to know more about me, I've recently done a video explaining a bit about myself and some of the obstacles and challenges, what I've been through so far and what I'm still faced with, and what I'm working through. So that's in the description box down below, so if you want to check that out. This channel is for people that as well that are in some kind of challenge or separation, but I like to say preparation, because you are one soul, so you're never apart. You're just not with the physical person. You're both preparing on your spiritual journey so you can come back together as one. I'm currently in preparation with my Divine Masculine. I haven't seen the physical person for 2 years, but there's been on and off communication. So I know what it's like to be ghosted and for your Divine Masculine to go silent on you. But recently I've had quite a lot of communication. There was supposed to be a reunion as well about 4 weeks ago, but with what's going on at the moment with COVID, and God blocked it for a reason as well, because obviously my Divine Masculine's not ready and I'm not ready as well, so we're still preparing, but there is communication. But I did experience like 3 or 4 weeks, it's about 3.5 weeks of silent and being ghosted, so I do know what it's like, and it can be really uncomfortable and challenging, but it's all good because it's all movement forwards, and it's preparing us when we're in separation, or preparation as I like to call it. It's preparing us to become better versions of ourselves so we can come back together as one. So I do masculine oracle card readings because it's usually the feminines that are really interested in this kind of video. That's mainly my audience, so that's why I do masculine energy, and I know how sometimes we really do need some guidance of what is going on. So that's why I do masculine oracle card readings, and my readings are timeless, so it doesn't matter when you click on the video. So if the message resonates to you, that's really good. But again, if none of my messages mean anything to you, or you don't have any understanding of what I'm saying, and it doesn't fit into your situation, don't try and make it fit, because otherwise you'll confuse yourself. I do use the labels Divine Masculine and Divine Feminine, him, her, he, she, because that's how I channel. It's easier for you to understand and it's easier for me to say. I realise it's only energy, but it's just easier for me to channel like that. So I hope you're going to enjoy my reading today. So I'm going to do a pick a pile reading today. So I've got pile 1, pile 2, pile 3. I've only done this once before, but I thought it's time for me to do another one just to give it a go to see how it goes. So there are 2 cards from the Divine Masculine. There's a card for you, the person that's watching, what God wants you to know today. And the piles today, the question is going to be how Divine Masculines are feeling towards you right now in this present moment. So if you want to take some time to actually think about which pile you're going to go with, and there will be timestamps in the description box down below. So pick your pile. Okay, group number 1, people that have chosen pile number 1. Let's see what cards we've got for you today. So we've got Truth Be Told, Nothing Is Yet in Stone, and Sun Energy. And that's for you, the card that God wants you to know today. So let's start with the Truth Be Told. So Divine Masculine, your Divine Masculine wants you to know today that he will be revealing his truth, and he will be taking his mask out, as you can actually see in this card. And there is an owl, and the owl is opening the doors wide for your Divine Masculine to walk through, and he realises that by going through this door, and there is so much abundance and happiness that he'd be worth going towards, and that's what he wants. He wants to be able to tell you his truth, and he wants you to know that he will be telling his truth. So let's see what the additional message is. It's going to relieve your Divine Masculine by telling his truth. He knows that, and the doors are open, and this is what your Divine Masculine is working on right now. And the number of this card is 1-4, which is 5, which is movement and change. So if you have picked pile number 1, your Divine Masculine is going to be telling you the truth. Let's see what the additional message is. 53. So this is really good news. If you've picked number 1, I expect you're really excited now, because that's what Divine Feminines are waiting for, is the truth, for the mask to come down and for the Divine Masculines to speak their truth and just be honest with themselves. So the essential meaning of this card is honesty, accepting things at face value, coming out of denial, and the willingness to be transparent, clarity of communication. Yeah. So some of you will be getting communication, and Divine Masculines are going to be honest with you, and they're accepting this love now, and they are thinking and putting things in place of how they are going to come towards you and how they're going to communicate their truth to you. So I'm going to read the relationship message for this card, so I'm not going to make it too long, because obviously I've got the other piles to do as well. So, and I know the relationship message is what's important to you, the person that's watching. So people tell you who they are very quickly if you're willing to listen to what they say and pay attention to how they behave. This card calls you to engage in heartfelt, open conversation. It's time to see the truth about what you share with each other, and tell the truth about who you are and what you need. No one can do that for you. Remember that your truth is always based on your personality and experience up to now. A hard truth will be found after you communicate honestly, and see how doing so has helped you become more attuned to yourself. Don't hold back, speak your truth and listen. Wow, how amazing. So your Divine Masculine is going to be communicating with you honestly. He wants you to know that he is going to be communicating, and that is what he's working at and working through at the moment, and how he's going to be walking through this door of freedom. This burden is, he's all this stress and uncomfortable, how he's been feeling recently, because he's been holding back, he's been hiding who he really is. He's going to be having a heartfelt conversation with you, and he's going to relieve himself and you. He wants to be honest with you, and he knows by actually being himself and releasing this burden and speaking his truth, he's going to feel so free, and that's what he wants. He wants freedom. So that's amazing. So your Divine Masculine wants you to know that he will be telling his truth, and that's what he's going through at the moment. And maybe your Divine Masculine's off. Divine Masculine is being silent, but it's for a reason. They're working through things, and they do realise that the door is open, and once they go through that door, there's so much abundance and the freedom that he's wanting. And he really does want the Master to come down to show you who he really is. So, and then we've got the second card, nothing is yet set in stone. So, as I said just a minute ago, your Divine Masculines might be really quiet at the moment. You might not be getting any communication at all, but they are working through lots of things, you know, rocky times. You can see things like in this card here. It's the moon. Sorry, I haven't said what card it is. It's from the Moonology deck. It's a mutable moon, which says to me that your Divine Masculines aren't saying much at the moment, and they could be having a really rough time processing things, coming to terms with them, and actually accepting things for what they are. So he could be having quite a rough time, because the waves in this card, you know, are very rough, and a picture of this card, and very sort of angry, sort of chaotic. So if you haven't heard from your Divine Masculine, he's been quiet for a reason. He's working through a lot because he knows that he wants to tell you the truth, but he's having some challenges releasing, and it's uncomfortable. It really is uncomfortable when you're actually faced with realising things are not how, you know, before your Divine Masculine thought that things were, you know, that he was going to do stuff and he had it all worked out what his life was, but and it's like this is like a eruption, because he knows he's got to make changes and he's working through those changes. So nothing is set in stone. Is, even though you may not be able to know what's going on with your Divine Masculine, and it's very uncertain right now, nothing is set in stone. So it's for a reason. So be open-minded, keep trusting and have faith. So let's see what the additional message from the guidebook is. So mutable moon. Let's have a look. It's 108. Okay, mutable is all about change, shape, shifting, even that something is still developing. This card indicates that something is in need of changing and there's room for manoeuvre. So take it as a sign that there's a situation you ask about is far from finalised. If you're not happy with the current state of play, that's marvellous. It means you can still change the course of the outcome. However, there is also a sense that is the situation could perhaps be a little unstable. For some, this is great news because you can still influence it. Others will struggle with the uncertainty but could stay with a little longer. Either way, nothing is set in stone. Yeah. So Divine Masculine wants you to know that he is going to be speaking his truth, but he is feeling unstable right now at this particular time, because he knows he's got to make so many changes. He knows that he's got to change so many different things, different areas in his life, and he's feeling quite afraid and frightened about telling his, speaking his truth. But he is going to be speaking his truth, and that's what he's working through at the moment. And he's feeling, this is uncertain times where how he thought his life was mapped out to be is completely different to how it is, because of this beautiful relationship, this blessing that he's had of meeting you. It's changed everything, and some of your Divine Masculines might be in relationships, or lots of different changes where they're having to move away from them, so they can come towards you, and they've got to clear things from their past, and remove things that aren't serving them anymore, whatever that is, his job, relationships. old thought patterns, lots of emotional stuff within them. But the message really here for you today from your Divine Masculine is the truth is going to be told, and he's working on that right now. And he is silent because he's making changes. So at the moment you might be thinking that you can't see any change, and because of the silence, and you're just about to give up on this. It's for a reason. Nothing's set in stone. There is change, and your Divine Masculine is working through that, and trying to figure all things out, and doing a lot of inner work, working through this. So there's so much positivity with this, because the Divine Masculine, your Divine Masculines are moving forwards and have the realisation and all the inner work they have done. Recently, they realise that they do want to speak their truth. They want to be relieved from this. They want to come towards you, and they're prepared to make this change. However that may seem to you without having any contact or communication, but they are going to be communicating with you. So let's see what the message is for you, the person that's watching. What God wants you to know today is sun energy. The sun is so beautiful and inspirational. It's our core energy. Now is the time to really connect with the sun. Spend some time in sunlight and feel the amazing energy light up your heart and soul. Imagine the light filling your beautiful divine body with bright, white, pure divine love. And the action to take is spend some time in the sunlight. Allow the light to penetrate your soul and to fill you up with much love and light, like a refueling of energy. If the sun isn't shining today, then be patient. Do this on the next sunny day. And the powerful affirmation is, I connect to the sun and its powerful energy, and I feel rejuvenated and full of love and light. Yeah. So as we know, sunlight really does, and the sun energy really does uplift us and make us feel just in a positive mood, really. It uplifts us. So the next sunny day that you get, you might have a sunny day today or tomorrow. Just spend some time out in nature and absorb that sun energy, that sunlight, because it does make you feel so much happier and more positive about everything. So in some places in the world, obviously, you are coming into summer, and some of us are coming into winter. We're actually currently in autumn, but we're coming into winter as well. But we do still get sunny days, and the sun is always so powerful, whatever season we're in. So spend some time outside in nature, and get some sunlight. It's really important to spend some time outside, because you connect with God, and you really do stay in that present moment. You really do live like you're in the power of now. So go outside and spend some time in nature. Okay, let's see what energy your Divine Masculine, and how he's feeling towards you, what energy he's in. Let's see, pile 1. Love, yeah. He is in the energy of love. His heart is full of love for you today, and he wants you to know that he loves you. Oops. See, passion, yeah. So pole 1, your Divine Masculine is feeling passion today. He has got lots of passion, and he really is feeling passionate about coming towards you with his truth and being honest. And don't worry that the fact that he is being silent, because he's working through things, and he's working through how he's going to come towards you and speak his truth and be honest. But he is feeling so much love and passion towards you today. Let's see what he'd communicate with you if he had the chance in the 3D, and what he's saying in the 5D. Let's see what he'd communicate with you today. Your beauty blows me away. So Divine Masculines, I want you to know, group 1, that your beauty blows them away. What else would he say? So these Divine Masculines in group 1 are feeling the love today and feeling very passionate towards you. They're thinking about how beautiful you are. You're my world. He wants you to know that you're his world. You're my world. So how amazing is that? Thank you so much. If you picked group 1, I hope it resonated with you, and let me know in the comments down below. I love hearing from you. I love you guys. See ya. Okay, pile 2. Let's see what your Divine Masculine wants you to know today and what God wants you to know. So, see. To be fair, don't let your past hold you back. And the message from God, what he wants you to know is wake up. So very powerful. Okay, so your Divine Masculine is going to be, he wants you to know that he will be fair, and he's working through this right now. And the number is 38, which is 3 and 8 is 11. Very intense, powerful number. So he's working through things, and he realises that he hasn't been fair, and this is what he's doing at the moment. He's going over things, and he wants to correct things with you, and he realises he's got to be fair because he knows what a powerful person you are, and you are his goddess, and he knows, and you are showing your Divine Masculines that you're not having any more messing about, and he's got to be fair for you to both move forwards. So let's see what the additional message is. I'm going to read the essential meaning of this card. This is the Wisdom of the Oracle card, by the way, and then I'm going to just read the relationship message for this card as well, so I don't want to make it too long. So let's see, 38, 23. So okay, so the essential meaning is balance, justice, and need to consider options, mutual benefit, the law of cause and effect. Yeah. So he knows at the moment things have been where you've been giving, and he's been taking. He knows that he's got to have some kind of balance to this relationship, where he wants to be able to receive your love and give you love as well, instead of just taking all the time. So this is about balance again, and he's learning to do this and working through things, and he's going to be fair to you. So you could be hearing communication in some form from your Divine Masculine, where you realise, where he's actually showing you that he is being more fair. So let's see what the relationship message is. Can you find a way to achieve fairness right now? This is a time for listening as well as speaking, for understanding as well as asking to be understood. There's much to be learned, and you will learn if you remain open and objective, weighing options and considering all sides. Your heart wants to connect to others, so allow for balanced exchange of ideas and actions. The best kind of relationship is the one which there is mutual benefit and each party feels heard, valued and respected. Be fair to all. So yeah, your Divine Masculine realises things haven't been fair, and because he's been doing the inner work and shredding old layers and removing things that aren't serving him anymore, he is getting the courage and the confidence to take this on board and think about how he's going to be more fair. And he's looking at things of how he has treated you in the past, and he knows that that's got to change. He's got to be more fair. So he's going to be able to, when you're in a fair, when you're feeling more, you know, you realise and you take this on board, that you've got to change this. He's going to be listening and respecting you more, and speaking. He's speaking truth and being more honest and showing you who he really is, instead of putting this shield up. So Divine Masculine wants you to know today that he's going to be more fair, and this is what he's working on at the moment. So that's really positive, pile 2. So the next cards are Moonology, the Moonology cards, and it's Don't Let Your Past Hold You Back, South Node. So he's working through things from the past, and he's not going to allow his past to get in his way anymore. It's been holding him back for so long, and which has caused him to have his mask, not to be himself, and to maybe be hurtful in ways to you, and he wants to change that. So he's letting go of his past, he's working through that, which can be very uncomfortable when you're working through inner child stuff, things he's experienced in the past as a child maybe. So let's see what the guidebook says for this particular card. So it's South Node. Let's see. 114. So this is really positive, pile 2. He's realising that he needs to be fair, and he's not allowing his past to hold him back anymore, because he wants to come towards you. He wants to be fair towards you, and he wants to speak to you, he wants to share with you who he really is. So let's see what the message says. The South Node, like the North Node, is a karmic point, but it's opposite to the North Node and relates to the past, perhaps even to the past lives. Whatever you're going through, whatever you're asking about, there's a chance that age-old programming and conditioning is stopping you from achieving all that you might. Do you feel stuck in something? This card would often come as a sign that this situation or relationship you're asking about has somehow become suffocating, even toxic. It suggests that someone, you even, needs to be released. That's some kind of addiction going on, or unhealthy attachment that needs to be sorted out. One thing is for sure, when you get this card, you'll be challenged to make some changes, even if staying where you are feels easier and safer. So yeah, Divine Masculines realise they've got to make some big changes, and the way they've been before towards you is toxic, and they want to be who they really are to you, and they realise, you know, they've been programmed to think a certain way by things that have happened in their past, and they've had these limited beliefs that that's held them back for so long, so they haven't been moving forwards. But Divine Masculines, your Divine Masculine wants to work towards you. He wants to move forwards. He wants to get rid of things that aren't serving him anymore. That, you know, that could be relationship, jobs, the way he's thinking, the way he's behaving, addictions, so many things. He's moving away from that. He's not going to allow his past to hold him back, so he is moving forwards. That's what he wants you to know today. He's going to be more fair, and he's not holding back anymore, and he's letting go of his past. He's working through this and he's coming towards you. So you could be hearing some communication. So this is really positive, pile 2. And what God wants you to know today is wake up. You've been so caught up in the dramas of life, you've forgotten who you are and what you are about. The action to take is to beware of all the current situation and dramas in your life. Do not give too much attention to them. Instead, focus your attention on what you desire in life and where you're going and what you're about. And the powerful affirmation is, I fully awaken the divine spirit within me. Yeah. So if you've been caught up in lots of different dramas, or you haven't been living in the present moment and your mind's been wandering off in the past too much in the future, and you've been feeling stressed out, God is asking you today is to try and be in the present moment and calm your mind. Don't get caught up in all the dramas. Surrender to them and wake up. Know that you're always safe. Know that you're always taken care of, and surrender to the situation. Don't give too much attention to the dramas. Don't give too much attention to people that are draining you, or thoughts that are draining you. Don't give attention to them. Let them go. Wake up and be conscious and aware. Be the watcher of your thoughts. And realise that you're not your ego. Don't listen to what your ego is saying. Don't let that take over. You could be spent in your head at the moment and just being really caught up and not being yourself. So let that go and spend some quiet time and take some moments to really breathe and be in the present moment. And maybe you could be caught up in dramas to do with your Divine Masculines. Just hand that over. Don't focus on what the Masculines are doing, because you'll just push your energy, you'll just be pushing your Divine Masculine away. The more you focus on yourself and what your needs are the more you'll be helping your Divine Masculine make this progress that he's doing. He's going to be fair to you, and he's letting go of his past. It's not going to hold him back anymore. He's coming towards you. So don't get caught up in any dramas that's going on around you, and stay present is the message from God today, and know how amazing you are. Okay, group 2, let's see what your Divine Masculine, what energy is in today and how he's feeling towards you. We know he's going to be fair, and he's working through his past, and he's not going to let that hold him back anymore. So yeah, he's feeling ready. He's getting ready to come towards you by all these different experiences, having the realisation that he's got, things haven't been fair in the past, and he wants to be fair. So he's ready to do that now. He's worked through things, and he's not going to let his past stop him anymore. He's not going to let his past hold him back. Communicate, yeah. So he feels like he wants to communicate with you. He's in the energy of feeling ready to communicate with you because he knows he's got to be fair. So that's amazing. Group 2. Let's see what you'd like to communicate with you. If he had the chance in the 3D, and what he may be communicating with you in the 3D, and what's happening in the 5D, what he's saying to you. I want you to be the mother of my children. So he wants you to be the mother of your children. So I hope that resonates with you. That's amazing communication. What else would he like to say to you today? Group 2. I love you with all my heart. He wants to tell you how much he loves you. He loves you with all his heart. So that's really amazing. What a wonderful reading, part 2. Group 2. Hope you've enjoyed it. Let me know in the comments down below if it resonated with you, and thank you so much for watching. I love you guys. See ya. Okay, pile 3. Let's see what your Divine Masculine wants you to know today. So I've got 2 cards for the Divine Masculine and a card for you, the person that's watching, and what God wants you to know today. So first is TikTok. You are good enough. And what God wants you to know is the clouds. So let's start with TikTok. Okay, Divine Masculine is he's a bit, he's connected with God, and he's learning and realizing everything's about divine timing. This card is about divine timing. So he is going with the flow and allowing God and God's angels to guide him, and he will be coming towards you. It's just about divine timing, when it's the right time, and that is what he's trusting at the moment. He's trusting God to show him and give him the guidance and the wisdom he needs to come towards you, because he's realising that everything happens for a reason, and he's learning about divine timing. So when the time is right, he will be coming towards you. It's just when he feels that the timing's right, when he's getting the guidance that he's needing from God. So let's see what the additional message is. What I'm going to do is I'll give you the essential meaning, and then I'm going to give you the relationship message, because I know that that's the part that everybody wants, and I don't want to make it too long for you. So 30, let's see, which is a powerful number. 3, TikTok 112. Okay, the essential meaning is timelessness, divine timing, immeasurable time. Yeah. So he's learning about divine timing, and he is connecting with God and waiting for God to know when the right time is to come towards you. But he knows that he's got things to work through right now. He wants you to know that he's spending time alone. You might not be out, hearing from your Divine Masculine. He might be silent, but he is actually doing lots of inner work and coming to terms with things. by doing that, he will be getting the guidance and wisdom from God when the right time to come towards you. In the moment, it isn't the right time to come towards you because there's stuff that he needs to deal with, this inner work that he needs to do, he's still working on. So let's see what the relationship message is. Love, the fulfillment of desire, and even the body's reproductive cycles have their own timetable. Some things are preordained and cannot be coerced. Everything has its season, its divine and appropriate time, and especially when it comes to matters of the heart. Remember that you always have enough time for love and to find it, to nurture it, to give it and receive it. Its clock is eternal and ticks according to the beating of your heart. In your heart, in the perfect rhythm. Isn't that wonderful to know? Love is always right on time. Yeah. So when the divine masculine gets the guidance and the wisdom that he's wanting, he will be coming towards you. It will be the right time. It'll be perfect timing because love is always on time. But at the moment, he's working through things. He's shifting through things. He's going within and could be feeling quite uncomfortable. But at this particular time, it's not the right time for him to come towards you because he's working through things. And he wants to come towards you when he's cleared stuff that he needs to clear, when he's shredded stuff that he needs to clear and get rid of. So this is really powerful because it means that your divine masculine is connecting with God and getting guidance, and he's realising about divine timing. He's realising that he met you for a reason and everything happens for a reason. But this particular time, he's working on himself, which is really important. So really, this is so positive pole, if you've chosen this pole, because he is really doing his work. And it says it all here as well, because we've got the Moonology card that says you are good enough. So that's what your divine masculine is working through at the moment, to realise that he is good enough. He does deserve this love with you. And he does look up to you so much, and he knows that you're his goddess, and he just makes him feel like he's not good enough right now, and this is what he's having to work through. This is what God is helping your divine masculine with right now. So let's see what the message is. He's got to shift this belief that he's had that he's not good enough, because he feels that you're too good for him. He doesn't feel good enough. He doesn't know his self-worth. And this is what's happening at the moment. This is why this particular time he's working through this. So don't worry if you haven't heard from your divine masculine, he's being silent, because it's all for a good reason. The divine masculine wants you to know that if you know he's not coming towards you, and you may be feeling impatient about time, just trust. He wants you to start trusting divine timing and trust this plan, this divine plan, because he is doing his work, he's doing his inner work. So, right, let's see. You are good enough, and it's the full moon in Virgo. 78. Okay, the message is it's time to be really honest with yourself and understand what leads you to ask your question. Have you been humble to the point of being self-effacing? Humility is good, but you can go too far, and drawing this card suggests you've been underrating yourself. You don't have to be flash, just quietly certain that you are good enough. At the other end of the scale, you also need to honestly answer this question. Have you been too picky? The full moon in Virgo card needs some truthful answers. Once you've been given them, it should be easier to see how you've got where you are. Your next step should be then more obvious to you. Pay attention to the details. Hard work is bringing results. And the tune message to this is find a balance between the cosmic and the mundane in your daily life. Yeah. So divine masculines are your divine masculines are currently working through stuff that isn't serving him, and to get rid of this thought that he's not good enough for you, he's not good enough for this love. And working through self-worth and just how he feels about you, because he does look at you in such, you're his goddess, you're his angel, and he wants the best for you. So he's doing this inner work, and so he can show you who he really is. He's got to do this work before he comes towards you, so he needs to be quiet, he needs to be silent in the moment. So don't feel like your Divine Masculine is rejecting you. It's all for a greater reason, because he needs to heal within these things, these wounds of how he feels about himself, and it is all about divine timing. And your Divine Masculine wants you to know that he's doing his work, and he will be coming towards you, but he needs to do some inner work, and once he does that, he will be getting the guidance of when the right time needs to come towards you. So he wants you to keep trusting and believing in this journey, and not worry about the time, to have patience. The person that's watching, give your Divine Masculine patience, and know that when it's the right time, he will come towards you, because that's what he's learning about timing, the divine plan. He realises a bigger purpose, there's a reason why you've met each other, and it's all part of the divine plan. So, but he's working through feeling good enough at the moment. So that's really important, and that's really powerful, because it is so. He's making these changes that you're wanting. He's making those changes so he can speak his truth, so he can be honest with you. So that's amazing. So your Divine Masculine wants you to know, don't worry about the timing. It will happen when it's supposed to, because he needs to get rid of stuff that doesn't serve anymore, and so he feels good enough, and so he can be your Divine Masculine, strong and truthful. So he can get rid of how he was and how he's been towards you before, because he's had this rebirth. So let's see what God wants you to know today. The clouds. Each cloud you look at is a beautiful divine expression, and in the form of a message for you. Take a look out of the window and really take notice of the beautiful pictures the clouds create just for you. You may see images in them, you may just be wowed by them, but this card is created to remind all of us just how beautiful clouds can be. Feel the stillness and the silence as you are connecting with the clouds. It's a moment of perfect timelessness. The action to take is reconnect with the beautiful energy of the clouds. Take some time out just staring at the clouds. See what images you can see and what you feel as you do so. And the powerful affirmation is, as I look at the beautiful clouds, I see and feel divinely connected to who I really am. Yeah. So when we spend time outside in nature, or even looking out the window, we do feel more connected with ourselves and God. So God wants you to spend some time maybe out in nature and just looking out the window if you can't go outside. But keep looking up at the clouds, and you know when you look up at the clouds you can see images, and when you're actually awake and being in that present moment, there will be images and things. So just take some time looking at the clouds and cherishing them and connecting with yourself and God, and be in that moment, because this is about being in the present moment, not too far in the past and thinking about the past, and not too worrying yourself too much about the future, being in the present moment and not worrying about time. And this is funny because Divine Masculine doesn't want you to worry about the time, and to be patient. He's learning about divine timing as well. So be in the present moment, that's what God wants you to know, and to stay calm and connect with yourself. Do what you love and concentrate on yourself, and not worry about your Divine Masculine, because everything is how it should be right now, divine time. And the more you focus on yourself, the more you're helping your Divine Masculine shift stuff within them as well. So just stay focused on yourself and keep believing and have faith. Okay, pile 3. Let's see what your Divine Masculine's energy is now is feeling towards you today. We know that he's trusting timing, divine timing, and he's working through self-worth at the moment. Goddess, there you go. He knows that you're his goddess, and he has never felt good enough for his goddess, so that is why he's working and doing a lot of inner work on himself to release that belief of him not being good enough for this love. And I said that. How amazing is that? So he knows you're his goddess, and he wants to work through his problems to realise that he's good enough for you. Sexual. He could be feeling quite sexual, your divine masculine today. He's thinking about you, thinking about how amazing you are. He's, you know, his goddess, and he's experiencing lots of sexual energy, so he's thinking about you a lot today. So let's see what he'd like to communicate with you. If he had the chance in the 3D and what he's saying in the 5D. Let's see. I'm sorry I didn't tell you the truth. Yeah, he's sorry he didn't tell you the truth. And he realises that he hasn't been treating you the way he wants to. He wants to be able to be himself. He wants to tell you the truth. And he's sorry he hasn't told you before, but he's actually doing his work. He wants you to know he's doing his work. And not to worry about the time it's taking, and he will get the guidance, and he's connected with God, and he's realising and understanding about divine timing, and realising that there's why he's met you, and he knows that there's a deeper spiritual meaning to it, but he's sorry he hasn't told you the truth. Oops. Let's see what else will come out today, what he'll communicate with you if you had the chance. I can't put into words how much I love you. He can't put into words how much he loves you. He loves you so much. He loves you so much. This love is so powerful, and he's pushing. So he's pushing forwards. He's growing and doing his work because he loves you so much. And he wants you to know that today. And he's really sorry he didn't tell you the truth. So how amazing is this reading, group 3? I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope it resonated with you. Let me know in the comments down below if it did. Thank you so much for watching, and I love you guys. Take care. See ya.
Oh, what's your soul saying?